Lincecum with a 15th no-hitter in Giants history. We were hoping Verlander would get his third career no-hitter. Came so close, Tony.
Yeah, he's had a few of those. By the way, nice to hear Dick Enberg with the call.
The call there?
The old Central Michigan graduate. Verlander was very good today. He didn't think his fastball was, that outstanding, but you know what? He pitched good, and it's good to see him come back after his bad performance, or at least his one bad inning that he had against the White Sox earlier in the week.
First half of the season, report card time now for the Tigers, Stoney. We'll break it up into pitchers, offense, obviously defense. Now you figure first half 52 and 42. What do you grade the pitching?
Well, we'll have to break that up. Starting pitching, I give a A-. Bullpen, I give a D. Smiley and Benoit have been good. Everybody else has been, and look, Papa Grande still counts over the whole season. Phil Koch, not very good. They had some Philly Real, but he was there, it was bad. So bullpen, but starters for the most part very good. Obviously Scherzer, Verlander, a little disappointing for him, but overall as a group been pretty good.
You look at the offense too. Can't say enough about Miggy. Victor Martinez really coming along nicely, and Johnny Peralta too. Yeah,
absolutely. So for offense, I'm going to give them, I might be hard grader here, but I'm going to give them a B+. Because as great as Miggy has been, and you mentioned Peralta, Prince Fielder, a lot of RBIs, average isn't what you would like. And you have to talk about the bottom of the lineup too. Alex Avila has been horrible. And, Victor, he's doing good now, but he had a lot of parts of the season where he hadn't done anything. And Andy Dirks has been somewhat disappointing as well.
So with that said, the defense, what do you think?
Defense has been okay. So average, B-, whatever.
Okay. Nice. And how do you like this now? You heard the news about Verlander. I know Chris is going to take a spot in the AL roster, but you still have some other guys who are heading in there, well represented.
Yeah, at the All-Star game, Tigers will be, like you said, well represented. Jim Leland's the manager. Scherzer will get the pitch. I don't think he's going to start. We don't know yet, but I have a feeling he won't. Peralta, Torrey Hunter, kind of surprised he made it, but he was voted on by the players. Obviously, Prince Fielder, who'll be in the home run derby tomorrow, trying to defend his championship. How boring is that thing? That thing goes on way too long. I mean, how many times can Chris Berman say back? You just want to, you know what?
A different note now, Stoney. The Lions, we saw what they did with Matthew Stafford, 3 years and $41.5 million guaranteed. Do you like it?
I like it. I don't love it. I would have rather waited one more year, see how he did this season, and then figure out what you want to do. But, it's a risk on both, because if the Lions, if he doesn't play well, then they have this, and the risk on him is if he does really good, he would have made more money. So everybody's happy, so that's good.
Okay, we go from football to basketball. The Pistons getting fancy this offseason. A little Rasheed Wallace as an assistant coach. We saw Mr. Big Shot Chauncey Billups, 2-year deal. You got to like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, except I want to see what else is done. Because if this is all that happens, I mean, look at this backcourt. Billups and Knight and Bynum and still Stuckey. And, Pope is considered a 2 possibly as well, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I want to see what else happens before I get all excited about Chauncey Billups. I love Chauncey Billups as a person. I think he can mentor Brandon Knight if he's even here. And who knows, there's a story out of the Boston Globe where, the Pistons want Rajon Rondo, rightfully so, and allegedly they've offered Brandon Knight on some expiring contracts, meaning probably Stuckey and Charlie V, and maybe a draft choice in a year or so. But they want Andre Drummond. And sorry, Boston, you ain't getting Andre Drummond. Now, the question is, would you throw Greg Monroe in the mix? Possibly.
Really?
Yeah.
It could work if you put the Moose in there, you think?
Well, yeah, I think they would do it. And the question is, would you want to give up the Moose being the Pistons? And it would be tough, but you'd still have a front line of Drummond and Josh Smith, and maybe you can go get somebody else as well. I don't know. That would be a tough call, but I think Rajon Rondo is that good, and at that position, it'd be worth it.
Okay, now tying back to baseball. The big talk during the week, obviously, the White Sox-Tigers situation we saw. Take this one away from me, Stoney, if you can. Well,
I mean, you have a situation where, Prince Fielder, one pitch after Cabrera hits the home run, Chris Sale throws high and tight. And at that point, and you saw Leland was upset, they got to give a warning because you kind of know what's going to happen. And this way, if they give a warning, then if the Tigers retaliate, then he's going to get thrown out of the game. Well, no warning. Pacunin retaliates, doesn't hit Ramirez, did throw it behind him, and then Ramirez fakes charges the mound kind of, but didn't get there because Pena wrapped him up. The umpires didn't take control, and for that, they are the Stoneheads. Chad Fairchild and Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief. Come on, you could have easily, if you didn't give a warning, which you should have done, and if you're going to throw Pacunin out, you should have thrown Ramirez out because he went out towards the mound, and that's why the bench is kind of emptied. And Jim Leland, I'd never seen him that angry. It was great seeing the skipper go crazy like that.
Gotta love the emotion and passion.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Stoney from 97.1 The Ticket. You can catch him and Bill weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on The Ticket. Welcome back from vacation, Stoney.
Thank you.
Stoney's Stonehead of the Week is brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, the best mortgage bankers. Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.